into match day number 2. We go now over in Group D. And of course, into match day 2. Into match day number 2, we go now over in Group D as Brazil look to bounce back after an opening day shock result against Costa Rica. Standing in the way now is, of course, Paraguay. Will they get it right second time around? We're going to get into it. All of it next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to match number 2 in Group D with Paraguay and Brazil, both sides heading into this one without a win so far to their name. Will they get it right second time around? We'll get into it, all of it, in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash your subscribe, boys and girls. Your one-stop shop for Copa America is right here under one Ruski. Let's, of course, big it up. I've got Brazil. Flattered to deceive in their opening game against Costa Rica, but will they get it right this time around? We'll get into that in a minute. We are looking for 50 likes on the channel. And again, if you're new, smash that subscribe, boys and girls. So let's get into it and have a look at the match itself. That's right, coming at you this coming Friday. It'll be Paraguay. It'll be Brazil over in Group D. Let's take a look at Paraguay first and foremost. Qualified 30, or been here 38 times in the past. They've won it twice. Back in 1953 and 1979. They're, of course, managed by Daniel Garnero with the star man Miguel Almiron, of course, currently in Group D, where they had odds at the start of the tournament, 12-1 to win the group, 4-1 to qualify, and 66-1 to win the whole thing. Of course, they did open up with a defeat, and those odds have now shrunk to 150-1 as they look like making a first exit at the group stage, which is what I predicted at the start of the competition. They're currently ranked 56th, according to my eyes. Let's take a look then at, of course, Paraguay's resume so far. Of course, opening up with that 2-1 loss to Colombia, match number 1. That was just yesterday, which AKA was around about the 24th of June. Of course, they did have a preseason game against Panama, which they got themselves a nice, comfortable win on. But now it's all about Brazil as they look forward to match number 2 on June the 28th. Realistically, they've got to win to realistically stay in, or at least get a point against Brazil, because then they might get a result against Costa Rica. But ultimately, it's looking like mission impossible already. Let's take a look then at the key players for Paraguay. Coming at you right here now. Of course, we've got Almiron in the mixer right here, right now. We've got Peralta, Bastali, we've got Gomez in there, El Capitano, Espinosa, Jimenez as well. Some key players, of course, that we all expect to be there or thereabouts in the starting 11. And speaking of starting 11, this is my one. We've got Aguilar between the sticks. We've got Jimenez, Alderete, we've got Gomez, even Ramirez, Andres Cubas, Matias Avasante, Angel Romero, Miguel Almiron, and Alejandro Romero with Adam Barreiro up top. That's my 11. What about yours? Let me know yours before the kickoff down below. Let's take a look then at, of course, their opposition. Brazil, of course, are licking their wounds somewhat, of course. Been here 37 times in the past. They've won it 9 times with the manager Dorival Jr. They did have a lot of criticism before the tournament with legends such as Ronaldinho. Very, very much critical of this team. But they do have a star man in Vinny Jr. right now. And of course, in Group D, where they're still expected to flourish here, 5-2 on for the group win, qualify 12-1 on, and to win the whole thing 9-4. Those odds now somewhat drifting 12-5, because I expect a quarterfinal exit. I'm also leaning towards a bit of critique for this Brazil side. I don't think there is, in the world stage. Of course, they are ranked 5th in the world, but currently I think they're more borderline 8th. In the world rankings right now. They need a bit of a revolution, a bit of a mean streak down their backs there, but currently they are very much up for grabs. Of course, this is their resume so far. Unbeaten, yet to concede a goal, but also yet to score a goal as they open up with a 0-0 draw against Costa Rica. That's massive for this group. Costa Rica, in fact, Colombia, Costa Rica, and Paraguay all expected not to get anything against the Brazilian side here, but Costa Rica opening day got a point. I'm already thinking that the Costa Ricans could get out of this group. They could get 5 points easy. They might even get 7 points, depending on how they get on against Colombia in the next one. But Paraguay first and foremost for Brazil, 28th of June, and then they'll complete their trio against Colombia, difficult Colombia, on July the 2nd. It could be a short tournament for the Brazilians here in the US of A. These are the key men for the Brazilians right now. Of course, we've got choice of Arsene and Rafael Bento between the sticks. We've got Gabriel Magalas at the back there. Brema, Bruno, Guimarães, Douglas Luiz, Vinny Jr., Endrick, Rafinha, of course, all very, very talented players, but have they got a team amongst them? Well, this is my team for this one. We've got Becca, Allison between sticks, Wendell, Lucas Paraldo, Marquinhos, Danilo making a back four. We've got João Gomez, Bruno Guimaraes, Lucas Paqueta, Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, and Rafinha completes my 11. It does look good on paper, but can they really work as a team? Well, let's take a look at that. And the match itself coming out at the Allegiant Stadium on the 28th of June is Paraguay. It's Brazil, that's right. Paraguay under the mentorship of Daniel Garneno, with Brazil under the tutorship of Dorival, that's right. Played each other 13 times since 2004. 4 wins for Paraguay, 6 wins for Brazil, and 3 draws, of course. The biggest win for Paraguay was a 2-0 win, and of course, they do come into just 1 win in the last 6 matches. 33% form for them right now. They're currently bottom of the pile following on that defeat. Meanwhile, Brazil unbeaten in the last 5. However, 3 draws at the last 4. It's not great, but they are boasting 58% form for them heading into this one. The most recent action was the biggest for Brazil against Paraguay in recent times. It was back in February 2022, a World Cup qualifier in Brazil. 4-0 it was. You've got to go back to where we're looking at 2016 for the last time it was anything other than a defeat for Paraguay. They did pick up a win all the way back in June 2015 in the Copa America knockout stages, quarterfinal stages. Paraguay picking up a penalty shootout victory, but the public vote and the bookies are going in favour of Brazil. 8-1 is your Paraguay with the odds right here, right now. The Brazilians 11-4 on, and of course 4-1 is the draw. The public vote is not as in favour as Brazil as I was expecting, as they looked, like I said, a little toothless in that game against Costa Rica. 65% of the vote currently, with a very, very short vote, which has only been live a handful of hours there. Paraguay at 22%. The draw is at 13 right now. What about me on this one? Well, you know, again, it could be just trying to, the momentum at the minute for Brazil is yet to get going. I think once the wheels are in motion and truly in motion, I think this Brazilian side should, you know, on merit, just pure on merit and just for the sake of who they are and the individuals that they have, they should be able to qualify from this group. I am a little bit hesitant about how they're going to qualify, whether it is group winners or, of course, runners-up. But I do anticipate them to get there. But they do need a win. And, of course, right now, as of recording, only 2 games left. This is the easier of the 2. So I do anticipate a Brazilian victory here. They've got to win. A draw realistically puts them right on the back burner because Colombia ain't no slouches. 4 points might be enough. 5 points will probably do it. But right now, you need to get the win. And, of course, I think this is the best chance left for Brazil. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. Paraguay were always going to be wooden spoon contenders here, but looking likely now that they're going to be wooden spoon contenders after Costa Rica picking up that cheeky draw. Well, anyway, 2-0 win for me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. We look forward to those next round of games in match number 3. But until then, subscribe, smash like, 50 likes if you can. But until then, guys and gals, we're done.